Hello, and welcome to Connection 2020. Connection this year is a little bit different. The screen is smaller, the setup is a little bit different. We're recording this, but does not make it less appealing. You will see we have created a very interesting session for you. On part number 1, we want to give you an update on execution. Moving from what the vision of last year was, how that became reality, and part of our product release this year. On part number 2, we want to keep that eye on the future and show you what the labs is working, a sneak peek on the Vision 2021, and keep the live interaction option there. Our journey started in 2018 with the release of Insurance Suite 10. We have decided to anchor our cloud transformation on top of Insurance Suite 10. Around Insurance Suite 10, we're starting to modularize, building an API layer, and start building all the external cloud-native service on top of those API. Start to build and deliver more business capability at the 6-month interval. Last year, we used this visualization to kind of give you a sense of the journey. As you can see, there is Insurance Suite 10 moved on top of Guidewire Cloud. And during the time, more service becomes available. This is actually going to be our foundation for our product innovation. And the principle for our product innovation remains the same. We want to follow an API-first approach. We want to enable automation whenever is possible. We're increasing the support for more configuration and minimize the need for coding. But at the same time, coding and our platform has a lot of capability to fulfill very complex scenario that the P&C industry has. So we want to offer our customer a choice when to use configuration only, but at the same time, when to want to go deeper in code. Auto-generation of the digital experience is an example of that. With Banff, we start to support some of those scenarios via auto-generation, while at the same time, we'll still support an API-first approach for customers that want to build an entire experience on top of the API. Analytics was, remain, and continue to be at the front and center of our vision. And you will see a little bit later today how we are leveraging those analytics into our solution. The first release, when all that became available, and we start to our customers start to see how that becomes a reality, was Aspen. We released Aspen in May. But Aspen was just the beginning of the journey, and a very different journey in which we start to deliver rapidly. And as a matter of fact, 2 days ago, we released our second release that is called Banff. This makes it 2 releases in 12 months. That is the first time ever that Guidewire has made even more than a release per year. We did 2 per year. Delivering releases on a 6-month cadence is very compelling, and that is made possible by the Guidewire Cloud platform. We've invested a lot of the R&D resource in optimizing the delivery mechanism. Once we start to have more than 10 customers, we started to see a recurring pattern across all the customers. And that helped us to kind of build an informed roadmap, set of priority. For example, we learned a lot from our customer deployment. We needed to do a lot of deployment per day. We went to an approach where we tried to enable automation whenever was possible. We start to go from a dedicated resource to shared resource, and from a static resource to dynamic. The list of the Guidewire Cloud platform feature is well into the double digit. But today I want to just touch upon 2. The first one is GCC, Guidewire Cloud Console. That is what every developer used to provision an environment. As you can see, 18 months ago, that was fairly manual. Today, this thing is becoming fairly automated and very seamless. As a matter of fact, when we launched Banff a couple of days ago, we sent an email to all our Guidewire employees that they were able to self-provision an environment and start playing with Banff fairly quickly afterward. But we don't have to forget that running a platform has to do with understanding exactly what happened across all your customer instances at any given moment in time. We have created all that in what we call Guidewire Cloud Observability. Logging, monitoring, tracing, alert, unify the ability to collect and measure and analyze everything that is happening, giving us to our ops team to be a step ahead of the incident instead of staying behind the incident. But I think maybe the biggest feature of all is our capability to seamlessly upgrade. And let me give you a sneak peek of that. First of all, I'll log into the Guidewire Cloud Console and create a new environment to deploy one or more of our cloud products. Here you see the various products supported on GWCP and the different configuration options, including mode of deployment, such as development or test, and you can also set connectivity to our cloud data platform. Once I complete my selection, I'll go ahead and create the environment. We call those Planet. At this point, I'm accessing a pre-release version of Banff on a code branch called RC1, basically a Banff pre-release. The build number maps to a Docker container that has the output of the build we will deploy. While GWCP creates the necessary runtime, we can see the various stages the build is going through. Once the deployment of each of the apps is done, the console now shows the URL for each app. Next, we're logging into the Policy Center app and look at the account screen for Ray Newton. We see the account details include basic information like account number, account holder, address, and description. Let's now imagine that I want to modify the out-of-the-box screen and add 2 more fields to the account. Let's say primary language and organization type. To do that, I'll use the Guidewire Studio and our development IDE for Insurance Suite, combined with the page configuration editor, where I can quickly add those fields and define the necessary metadata and data model elements, commit the change, and redeploy the code again via Guidewire Cloud Console, or GCC. Once I log in again, I'll see the refreshed account detail page, and the account page for Ray Newton shows the 2 new fields right below the description field. Fast forward into today, I now have access to the official Banff release. I'll go ahead, upgrade my Policy Center deployment, making sure I preserve my early customization that were merged into this branch. This works seamlessly because of the magic of Guidewire Cloud Platform working behind the scene to make the process simple and efficient. My next login, you will see Policy Center showing the Banff release design team. If I navigate again to the Ray Newton account page, you will notice all my previous committed changes are now part of the Banff release. That's how easy it is to set up a new environment, deploy the application to it, and make any required customization. Even better, those customizations are upgrade safe between releases. Very exciting, right? Maybe a few have noticed during the video, when we were in the Guidewire Cloud Console, there was an option to also deploy Insurance Now. The video was actually cut from a developer machine, and so what you saw there is something that we are working on for our Cortina launch. Back to the Guidewire Cloud Platform. When we initially launched Aspen, we first offered as an infrastructure, we first offered US, and then quickly we followed that with Canada and Paris in the summer. Most recently, we went from Sydney to London, and in a few weeks, we're going to enable Tokyo. We're very excited about the coverage and the growth of the platform across the last 6 months, and we're looking forward to 2021 to further expand the coverage. Going back to the product innovation principle, another principle that we've been talking repeatedly is analytics everywhere. You probably recall last year at Connection, we did a live demo in which all the attendees had an opportunity to subscribe for a policy, and we were able to capture all those transaction information live and visualize them through a dashboard. That was possible by an early version of the data platform. The data platform is today part of the Banff release and available for all our cloud customers. We strongly believe that the data platform is a foundation for product innovation well beyond the analytical space. And in the course of the next few releases, you will see us taking advantage of that further and further. Imagine a carrier with a continuous stream of transactions, and imagine the capability to store all those transactions live into the data lake. From there, we transform and we auto-curate the data, and we offer them back to the customer through what we call CDA, or Cloud Data Access. From there, we now have an extra opportunity to build new analytical capability and new solution on top of that. But let me give you a sneak peek of how all that comes together as well as part of the Banff release. The Cloud Data Platform is now live and running in production. As you can see here, every minute we stream more and more data into the data platform across our cloud customers. The data platform bulk loads all historical data within Insurance Suite and then incrementally streams and captures every change to every field in the database in near real time, enabling Guidewire to develop new data-driven experiences that weren't possible before. Cloud Data Platform is already powering several capabilities across our cloud offering, including Explore for Policy and Explore for Claims. This has included investing heavily in automated curation capability, make it much easier to use operational data coming out of Insurance Suite. As an example, this can enable real-time caseload management during a catastrophe to help allocate resources more efficiently and serve your customer better. That is what you are seeing here in Explore for Claims. One key piece of the data platform is cloud service called Cloud Data Access, or CDA. CDA acts as the data access API for our data platform. And because our platform is open, it allowed customers to tap into all the streaming data and leverage it within their own data ecosystem easily. To enable our analytics everywhere approach, we have decided to include CDA and CDP with every cloud subscription. What you're seeing here on screen is that streaming data loaded dynamically into an S3 bucket for secure access, where every customer can consume their own data easily or build new query using tools like AWS Athena. This is a big first step, and we're truly excited about what this unlocks going forward. Keep your eye out for upcoming releases as we layer in access and query capability of the automatically curated data we talked about earlier to further simplify access and usage of your own data. As you have seen, the foundation for new data and analytics solution is now fully in place. The engineering team, and most importantly, our early adopter customer, are very excited about this new capability. We believe this is a unique differentiator for Guidewire in the P&C industry. Stay tuned, because later on Cloud Data Platform will be at the epicenter of our live demo session. And this was Cloud Data Platform. But let's stay focused on the innovation principle. I'm very proud to say that what we showed last year as a vision is part of the product today. In Banff, today, that vision becomes reality. You can start with the business configuration tool, generate a product, and go all the way into the digital generation. You probably recall, we call that APD, or Advanced Product Designer. APD today is becoming the core visual configurator for policy. We automatically create the product within Policy Center from an APD definition. We dynamically create all the product-specific API. But not only, APD also enables our digital framework to deliver a digital experience based on the product metadata. But let me show you all the progress that we made in the last 12 months into the last product demo here that we want to jump into. This is our launchpad for all key application and business configuration tools. Last year, we showed you Advanced Product Designer, which allowed our customer to rapidly build insurance product. Now, APD with Policy Center is being enhanced to rapidly update and create new version of insurance product based on changing business needs. And in most cases, we can do this without any downtime. We call this feature Product Edition, and is available in Banff. As an example, let's create a November edition of a business insurance product to account for a recent increase of fire risk. First, we go into the product definition screen available with Policy Center. We define the new November edition, so it goes into effect tomorrow, November 19. Now, as part of the configuring this new edition, carrier can modify coverage availability, change which attributes are required, and update other product model properties without any downtime, all by using APD. Next, we want to tweak our policy validation rule using our new business configuration rule editor. We already have a November edition of the rule set. This rule set has 2 rules, and they are also effective on November 19. So our change will roll out at the same time. The rule editor leverages our UI framework and design system Jutro. Last year, we released the initial version of the rules editor, including a visual condition builder. Now, you can order more complex rule with the ability to prompt user with available product metadata information for rule configuration. All of this product metadata that we create using business configuration tooling can also be leveraged by developers. The API needed for digital and other interaction with cloud service are auto-generated for this insurance product. This is consistent with the API-first approach we discussed earlier. Along with the API, we also auto-generate the presentation metadata for the quote and buy flow for this product, and can easily load into any front-end development environment to enable further refinement of the experience. In a very short time, and with a lot less work, we can build out a fully functional quote and buy experience. All of these screens are based on the auto-generated presentation metadata that is part of Jutro. This has been made possible because we are leveraging the same product metadata that was defined earlier in APD. With every release, we will add more business configuration tooling and auto-generation capabilities that accelerate development for both Guidewire and the entire developer community. This is the kind of end-to-end solution we know insurance needs to enhance agility and remain competitive. We are excited about what we've built so far. And now we have a foundation that will enable even more innovation like this in the future. And this brings me close to the end of the first section. Everything that we did show you so far, the progress we made in the platform, in the infrastructure, the release of Banff, the release of Aspen first, and the release of Banff, is kind of getting us into a position in which we can accelerate and deliver more innovation. And so we want to kind of leverage the second part of the presentation toward innovation and a sneak peek at 2021. For those of you that didn't attend Connection last year, toward the end, we had a clear vision of investing in claims for 2021. And so today what I want to show you is all that thinking transformed into an early vision and again, a workable demo